Hello friends, today we will be discussing on a very important topic, non-violent communication, NVC. It is based on the book by Marshall Rosenberg, and this four-letter word need is the thing which I learned from this, and it has changed my life. Communication is always at three levels. When I am talking to someone, it is like what I am thinking and what I am saying, level 1. Level 2 is what I am saying and what he is hearing. And level 3 is what he is hearing and what he is understanding. So all these three levels are important for right understanding as to what the other person is saying, and only when this happens properly is communication very clear. The beautiful part about NVC is that in non-violent communication there is no good, bad, right or wrong, basically because we are not judging anyone. Normally in this world, in relationships, there is constant judging, and because of that judging, when all the time you are judging, when will the time come when you will love the other person? So everyone in this world is basically trying to fulfill his needs so that he can become happy. Let us discuss the most important thing about this four-letter word need. Number 1, connect to your needs. Second, acknowledge your needs. Third, avoid denying your needs. Fourth, express your needs. Fifth, needs are dynamic. Yesterday, what was your need? As a child, you needed a toy. Now you have grown up, you need a bike. So needs are dynamic and they constantly keep changing with age, time, place and circumstance. Unmet needs do create negative feeling, and met needs create a positive feeling. When the need is fulfilled, you get a happy feeling. When the need is not fulfilled, you get a bad feeling. Please try to understand that behind every feeling there is a hidden need, and we need to understand that when we are in the thought platform in the mind, we are always disturbed. But rather than being in the thought platform, if we feel the feelings in the heart, then we will be able to identify our needs. In violent communication, there is always judgment. He is useless, he is black, he is fat, he is ugly, he is good for nothing, he is a time waster. So basically, violent communication, there is judgment, but in NVC, there is observation without evaluation, which means that just see. Don't apply your mind and see, because as soon as you will apply your mind, you will start judging. So just see without your mind and observe without evaluation. In violent communication, we are always in the past or the future, thinking about our thoughts. Why this happened to me in the past? Why this? How I will do this in the future? But rather than being in the thoughts in the past and the future, it is better to feel the feeling, because the feeling is only in the present moment right now. And under every feeling there is a hidden need. But when the thoughts are there is a constant game going on in the mind, and that game is the blame game, and we always complain, compare and criticize. And what this leads to, when someone says, Dr. Saurabh, you are a useless person, and I just shout back at him, what the hell you think you are? You are the most useless in the whole universe. But a NVC person doesn't react like that. He will say, I really understand that you are calling me useless, and I feel sad about it, that how I can be more useful to you. So could you please help me understand that how I can be more useful to you, and rather than demanding, how dare you, I request, could you help me increase my self-awareness so that I can be more useful in my communications with you? How do you feel when it is told like this? Rather than blaming the other person, judging him from the thought platform, it is better to say, I feel. As soon as you use the word I feel, neglected, I feel bored, I feel unloved, immediately the antenna of the other person is alarmed and he takes you seriously. Otherwise, this back and forth has no end. So suppose someone comes and shouts at you, you rascal. Rather than replying him back, it is better to be a little silent and go and see how are you feeling about it, and what need of yours is getting affected. So rather than focusing on the thought and the judgment and the other person, if you could feel the feeling within your heart, so that you can see that your need is not getting met, and you can find a strategy to fulfill your need, basically rather than focusing on the other person, this shifts the focus to you and actually helps you in self-love. So let us see what are the feeling words. Generally, in the initial stages of NVC, I tell people to carry these words in a small paper or in a small card in his pocket, which is being showed to you here. The feeling words are I feel sad, I feel uneasy, nervous, scared, confused, angry, frustrated, uninterested, happy, enthusiastic, confident, comfortable, peaceful, rested, loving, grateful, adventurous, and interested. So there is not a huge list, but in this list of around 15 to 20 words, every feeling is covered. Now, behind every feeling, there is a hidden need. When the need is fulfilled, you feel happy. When the need is not fulfilled, you are unhappy. NVC is a process of self-awareness, self-compassion, compassion to others, and love. We need to understand one very important thing, that an increased dose of self-awareness is required to understand how I am feeling. So the card is helpful, and the second thing is observe your body, because the body never lies. For example, someone comes and shouts at you, immediately you will see that your heartbeat is increasing. You get a constricting feeling in the stomach because the solar plexus is shrinked. There are butterflies in the stomach. The muscle becomes spasmodic and the muscle becomes hard, and you get a heat over the face. Your eyes become red, your voice starts faltering. That means the feeling is taking a toll over the body. Now what to do? Just see this needs chart and see that which need of yours is not getting fulfilled, because of which you are getting the feeling. So let us see. Please understand that needs cannot be questioned. Need is a requirement. It cannot be questioned. Just like you can't say a person, why are you feeling thirsty? Why are you sneezing? Similarly, there are needs which is universal to the soul. Number one, need for belongingness. Second, need for connection, celebration, need for choice and freedom, need for clarity, need for competence, need for compassion, growth, integrity, love, mutuality, peace, respect, need for reassurance, service, spirituality, self-care, and well-being. So, first and foremost, we need to see that what is the feeling. Then we should identify what is the need which is not being fulfilled because I'm getting the negative feeling, and then look at the strategies to fulfill the needs. My dear friend, now the crux is here. The problem is people are detached from their needs and attached to the strategies to fulfill the need. For example, love is a need. I need the love, but the problem is when I say I need to be loved only by him or her. That means rather than the focus of love as a need of yours, you are focusing on the strategy to fulfill the need. That means the person who is going to give the love. So my dear friend, be attached to your needs and be detached from the strategies to fulfill the needs. People in this world do reverse. For example, one person told me that I called up my mother and she did not pick up the phone. And when she did not pick 2-3 times, I became so angry that when she called back, I just blasted her. And you know what happened? She forgot why she had called the mother. So this is a typical example where a person forgets the need and focuses so much on the strategy to fulfill the need that he forgets the own need. And when you don't fulfill your need, you cannot be happy. So this NVC is self-compassion, self-awareness, and focusing on the soul or the Atma and the self. Now when one practices this, the focus shifts from the outside world to the world within, and you feel totally satisfied. For example, you have gone to a party and there is a formality going on. You are with a group of friends and they are talking something which you are least interested in. Generally people just say, yeah, okay, and internally they are frustrated. But NVC is a path of truthfulness and lightness. So a person who is a NVC practiced person will say, when he is with a group of friends and they are speaking some crap, he can say, hello my dear friends, I really appreciate the way you are enjoying the discussion in the party, and I feel a bit suffocated because these topics don't really mean much to me. So can I request that I can just finish and go and meet some of my other friends and get back to you? And they'll say fine. So this way you could actually truly express yourself. Empathy is a very important part of NVC. We should listen to the other person till the point he stops. And when he stops, you should rephrase what he said. Then he feels very happy that he has actually heard. You cannot hear the other person when you want to talk, or when the other person is talking to you, you cannot hear. When you are talking to the other person and he is blabbering, he will not hear until he stops whatever he has to say. So empathy means don't do anything, just stand there, be with the other person, hold his hand. He doesn't need some advice, he just needs your being there. Put yourself in the other person's shoes. And sympathy means don't just stand there. Do something. He needs a glass of water, give him a glass of water. And empathy means he doesn't need your advice, he just needs your presence. So I hope you understood the difference between empathy and sympathy. We need to respond but not react. NVC teaches us to respond. A person who responds thinks and speaks, and a person who reacts speaks and thinks. The ability to observe without evaluation is the highest form of intelligence. In non-violent communication, we use the word love as a need. What's very important is to understand that everyone in this world is working just to fulfill his needs. Generally, people are in their drama triangle and everyone is just telling a huge story. But just like an X-ray vision can only see the bones, a NVC vision person can see through the story and he can see what is the other person's need. And after seeing the feeling and the need, he can give him the strategies to fulfill his needs, and the other person feels really connected. And this is the best way to connect to the soul. In NVC, when the other person says no, in that still a person can hear a yes. So all human actions are just attempt to fulfill their needs. Empathy is more important and it needs to be there before education. Before we go into the depths of NVC, we need to understand that just anger can be a beautiful wake-up call to help you understand what you need and what you really value in your life. So OFNR is the golden formula. Observe without evaluation. F, see the feelings, see what's happening in your body. And then behind the feeling, N, find out the need and then request the other person. NVC is the most effective tool to maintain your emotional health and relationships and take care of your emotions, because it helps you to be light, truthful and speak. Generally, people feel something and speak something. So in NVC, what you think, so do you speak and so do you feel. The most important thing in communication is hearing what isn't said. When the relationship is not there, the other person is shouting and telling, this is my need, this is my need, and the other person just doesn't understand. But a self-aware person who is practicing NVC, even without telling anything, he can understand what is the need of the other person. So always remember that NVC helps us practice our choice. It gives full freedom to the other person to practice his choice, and only when there is choice, there is love. If a bird is there in the cage, open the cage and it comes. It is yours, otherwise it never was. So last but not the least, I would love to say, rather than focusing on the other person as why he is not fulfilling my need, it is better that you focus on your needs, because no one else can fulfill your needs. They can help you just identify your need, and you are the only person who can fulfill your need. I hope you liked this video. Put in your comments and questions, and please share this with others, because you could help transform other people's life. Thank you very much.